Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 132. I am back from a galaxy far, far away, but it wasn't a long, long time ago. It was like last week, right?
Ohio?
Yeah, Ohio.
Wow.
I'm back from Ohio. Cleveland was wonderful.
Yeah. We love you, Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland rocks, as they say.
Rocks.
But I'm Ryan. I'm here with my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin, and guess who's back? My traveling buddy, Tyler Dean is here.
Hi.
Well, he's not here. He's in Nashville.
Yeah.
But
Good old Nash Vegas.
But we secretly met up in Galaxy's Edge at Disney World. Not many people knew that.
Secretly.
They knew that I was going to be there, but they didn't know he was going to be there.
Without his wife's knowledge, they secretly met up.
Yeah.
I mean, people around him didn't even know what was going on. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
We ran away together.
Yeah. We had a secret rendezvous on Batuu.
Just getting weird.
making pottery together.
Yeah.
Drinking blue milk.
That blue milk, we'll get into that.
It's delicious.
The time of my life.
Here we go.
It's a good man.
Here we go.
Shout out. Love that guy.
So we're going to do a sort of a trip report, wrap up of our time at Galaxy's Edge and Disney World in general today. Tyler went down with his niece and nephew. We should have had them on the show tonight.
I actually thought about having them. I thought about maybe FaceTiming both of them and like surprising you and be like, hey, you guys, tell them what you think. But
that would have been funny. Why didn't we do that?
They probably have school tomorrow, right? And it's 10 o'clock at night. 10:30.
They're wild children.
Yeah, kids these days don't need sleep.
I was fixing to say that the girl, they're both great students. The girl, she's an honor student, and the Ryan, my nephew, his mom kind of, right.
I like how he called her the girl, and then he said, and Ryan. She's probably listening right now, because I know she's a big-time listener now.
I was getting there,
and I
said she was like an honor student.
Yeah.
She could do whatever she wants, man.
She's going to work for Disney one day.
Yeah, she got bit by the mouse, man. It was her first time. She's the only one in my family. I've got 8 nieces and nephews. She's the only one who had never been to Walt Disney World, and I promised I'd take her one day. And I also promised my nephew Ryan, when they announced Galaxy's Edge, that he and I would go, that I would wait for him. I wouldn't go without him. And then I got invited to a media event. And I didn't know what to do. I felt terrible, so I called my sister and said, "What do I do?" And she said, "He'll understand." And I took him out to lunch and talked to him like a man. I was like, "Man, buddy, this will be good for me, but I promise you here." And I gave him an uncle sincerity contract. I said, "Before you're 17, you and I will go to the edge of the galaxy." And I called them both, and I was like, "Hey, how about we just make both of these trips? We combine them into one." And they agreed, and we went and met up with our good buddy Ryan Street. Had a pretty good time.
I surprised him in the line of Woody's lunchbox. Walked up behind him.
Grab.
Uh-oh. We got a freeze. Well.
Is he back?
You back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Froze a little bit.
You said... I said you scared the crap out of me, man.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I was going to walk up behind you and do the Han Solo line from, spoiler, from Rise of Skywalker. But I didn't. So.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Missed opportunity, man.
I know. I don't know why I didn't. I think you saw me too soon. You felt my presence, and you're like, if Tyler goes in and out, we'll just keep talking. He's having little Wi-Fi issues, so if he goes in and out, it's okay. We'll just talk about it.
It's not my fault, man.
I know it's not your fault.
There's a disturbance in the force.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll keep talking now. So anyway, I flew out like super early. I like left my house like at 4 a.m. Flew over there, got my rental car, waited a long time. So it was just me by myself. And waited in this long line I think the line was longer than the flight to get the rental car. Shout out to Budget.
Not a shout out to Budget. They wouldn't give me a rental car. I had to use EZ Rental.
Oh,
Fresh maker.
the fresh maker.
Yeah, the Fresh Maker. That was it easy rental in the airport though?
Yeah, and
That's
they
good.
escorted us like, no, man, it was not good. It looked like a cut scene in a video game. It was scary. Like, it was like we were doing a drug bust in the Orlando airport. Like, it was.
Well, the last
we went
time,
like,
yeah.
huh?
The last time we were there, it was
went,
off.
like, underneath the airport.
Oh, there
and
you
like
go.
the lady escorting us was like, actually, you're not supposed to be here, but this is like a shortcut. Like, okay. And she's like, don't worry, my friend Felipe is gonna get you a rental car. Like,
Wow.
Friend.
yeah.
Slip me the money. So no one
Yeah.
sees.
Well, I waited forever, and then the guy that waited on me I'm pretty sure he's French. He had like a really thick French accent. And it was just me by myself, and he goes, yeah. He said,
food you like.
Yeah. He was like that. He was like,
How
so-
about the baguette? Yeah, you take it too.
He's
I'm
like-
Italian. I don't know.
he was like, we're not making fun. We're not making fun. He was like, you here with your family? And I'm like, no, I'm here by myself. He goes, oh, that's a real vacation.
Oh.
Yeah. And he said, I'll sit. He goes, I'm going to sit you up with something nice. And I'm like, because I got to like
I'm pretty sure he's Italian. I don't think he's French.
no, I can't do a French
I'm going to
accent.
set you up with something nice.
No.
This is going to be so good. You're going to love.
He was French. Anyway, so it was really busy, and I ordered or put in for like the cheapest, smallest car they had because I didn't need anything big. She goes, I'm going to sit you up with something nice. And I'm like, all right. So I walk out, and it was a freaking Dodge Caravan.
Nice.
And I'm like, so when I bring my whole family, 2 kids, wife, they put us in like the smallest car they have. I come by myself, they're like, here's a freaking Caravan. Minivan to drive around all week. It was nice. Drove nice. Had lots of room for
You.
me. I just had a backpack, but
Yeah, but you originally told me that you got a minivan, and I thought like Disney.
You thought it was
I thought they had done something where they're like let you rent one of those new Lyft vans. You gotta.
Yeah.
So I pictured you riding around in like a red and white polka dot.
Chevrolet Traverse.
Yeah, I did. I had a
Nice.
I had a driver for the week. They would just pick me up, drop me off. It was
No,
nice.
man, no, I thought they gave you one.
I just took one. I saw one at the airport. I took it. I'm not waiting.
Yeah,
line.
they should have. When they said, "Yeah, we've got you this minivan out there," it's like, really? Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a van. Oh.
Like I didn't like, but he wrote like it was sort of. I couldn't understand it. I mean, couldn't read his writing because it was like really messy. So
French Italian.
yeah, it was that French writing. So I thought he wrote the number down, and I'm looking at it, and the zero didn't look like a zero. It looked like something else. So I got out there, and I'm like, maybe I'm just in the wrong spot. But I'm like looking around. I'm like, there's 2 cars sitting here, and they're both vans. So I'm just gonna take one and see what happens. So I took it. Took the old Caravan. I was a soccer mom for the week, for the few days. But anyway, so then I drove straight to Disney World and went straight into Hollywood Studios because I was trying to get there to meet you because I wanted to be there when you made your lightsaber.
Yeah, my freaking faulty lightsaber.
I mean, maybe it's user error,
It's scrap metal, man.
So Tyler got to experience Savi's workshop with his nephew Ryan. You both did it, and Asia, which is the girl's name that he was talking about earlier. And I stood behind them and watched them.
Why do I even come to this podcast?
Because you love us.
It's just nothing. Y'all just busting, It's,
You
it's
know
fine.
that I like you when I give you a hard time. That's how you know. If I'm like all
We'll make
like,
you feel home.
yeah. If I'm all like
He
prim
gives
and
us all
proper,
a hard time.
Yeah, he doesn't really like anybody, so you're like family.
You are you've been
I'm
on
feeling
enough. You're like
love.
you are one of the you're an I am geeker now. You're one of us.
Did I get like a pen or something?
I would have gave you one, but I gave my pens to Ryan and Asia when I was there.
You have this
Yeah.
one.
See, I don't even have one of those.
I only had 2 on me, and I thought Tyler will understand if I give it to the kids, And the next trip, I'll bring you one.
You're gonna make me sound like a bad uncle, though. Asia chose to opt out of the lightsaber building experience because she had never seen a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I called her and I told her what we were doing, kind of walked her through the whole thing, and I gave her the option. She was like, "Nah, I think I'm going to let you guys do that." But I think next time she goes back, I think she might want to. Because after writing Rise of the Resistance, she went back to the Pop Century and she watched A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet she was like, when you guys were like playing with your lightsabers, wielding them around, I think she was back there just a little jealous, like, I want to swing a lightsaber around now.
That was kind of my ploy.
Yeah. But that
I roped her in.
Yeah, that was literally one of my favorite parts of the whole trip. Seeing somebody who had never watched Star Wars, didn't really care about it, didn't even really care about Disney. And the way that she lit up like a little kid again and fell in love with Disney World and fell in love with Star Wars, my 2 favorite things. That was amazing.
Yeah, she's ready to go back.
Oh, Ryan, you sound like a proud uncle.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? But it was just really cool because that's one of my favorite things, taking people to Disney World that haven't been in a long time, and then them either discovering or rediscovering like a love for it. That happened when we took her my wife's parents and her sister and her husband last October, or September, whenever it was, I don't know, when we went, and seeing them, like, just sort of that little childlike aspect come out in them. So that was cool to see Asia fall in love with it. So Asia, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, I gave you a pen. If you're not listening, then I'm taking the pen back. No.
Ryan, you too. Not this Ryan, the other Ryan, my Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh well, Ryan, you're my Ryan too.
Do we need to leave? Or?
Are you guys like making another clay pot together again?
No, we just make lightsabers together now.
I was just going to say, I was standing over him while he made his lightsaber.
You guys finish each other's
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Is one of you really Whoopi Goldberg?
Anyway, so tell me, before we go further, since that was sort of our first thing that we did, what did you think about Savi's Workshop? Now, if you don't know what Savi's Workshop is, it's a place that you can go not only build a lightsaber, but have this experience like you're in the Star Wars universe and you're crafting your own lightsaber. And if you don't know what any of that is, then go watch Star Wars right now. Stop this. Yeah, stop this, go watch Star Wars, and then come back. All of them. Anyway, so what did you think about it, Tyler?
That's awesome. I recommend it, truly. I mean, even our good friend Hank Bagwell, who, is a self-professed non-Star Wars fan, one of the first things I did when I got out, I texted him and said, "Man, you got to do it." It's a really cool experience. I think maybe $40 less, because it's expensive, and I think that the price is one thing that holds people back. But and yes, I have had some issues with my saber. with the pieces lining up and being faulty and whatnot. But I think I'm a rare case. It's just my bad luck. But I enjoyed the whole show. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Did you get emotional during it at all?
I didn't get emotional, but it was weird when they tell you like to close your eyes and like let the kyber crystal choose you. Like I was like in the zone. I was like, I opened up my eyes and I felt my hand reaching out. Like I wasn't even controlling my hand. I was like, oh, like that was like one moment where I really was in it.
And tell the people what color and what because there's 4 different versions of lightsabers you can make. So tell our listeners what you chose. What called out to you?
Protection and defense, I think, is the one I chose. Right?
No. No, I'm just saying that's not the one you chose.
Which one did I choose?
Peace and justice.
Oh yeah, that's right. Peace and justice.
Peace and justice. Peace and justice.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Power and control. Well, it was the P. It started with
peace and justice. The protection and defense is the Old Republic style. The really.
Oh yeah, like the Sentinels or whatever they're called. Yeah. So peace and justice, which was more like the Jedi, the cliche. It's not chrome, but it's shinier than like what's the Sith one called?
Power.
Yeah. And I chose a green kyber crystal because my eyes are green.
Oh,
it brings out your eyes.
I thought it would make my eyes pop.
I don't know if this is true, but you know why Luke's lightsaber was green in Return of the Jedi? Anyone?
Because he wanted
Bueller. It's because of the Jabba Palace, the outside scenes. They said the blue didn't look good against the blue background of the sky. So that whole scene that he's fighting, so they decided to go green so it wouldn't blend in with the background. And that's why they have a green lightsaber.
I think I've heard that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So that's why you have a green lightsaber. And your eyes. But
that's not why I have a green lightsaber.
You pop out from the sky now.
Yeah. Anyways, so when you're building it, they hand you this like cafeteria like tray, like you're saying, with all the pieces on it. Basically, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to the lightsaber, but not including the sort of the centerpiece, but the
chassis.
The chassis. The choose from, and then each of those pieces, there's 2 different versions. So, did you go in knowing what pieces you were going to pick, or did it sort of just come to you as you went?
No, I cheated. I Googled. I knew the pieces I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew the saber I was building when I went in that place. I thought maybe I might change my mind on the emitter. But no, I pretty much built the one I thought I was going to when I went in there.
That's my favorite emitter. It's this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
All our listeners know what you're talking about.
Sorry, it's like a
like a camera lens.
It looks sort of like Kanan's emitter from Rebels. If that helps anybody.
Oh, gotcha.
Probably not.
Right
it kind of has an Obi-Wan and Luke style.
Yeah, Obi-Wan, Luke, a little bit of Obi-Wan, Luke, a little bit of Kanan, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong about Kanan's lightsaber. Now I got to Google it.
Looks like Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, that's who played it.
Yep.
Nice.
Show me your lightsaber. No, not.
Wait, what?
What?
Come again?
World.
What's going on? Do we need to leave the room again?
No, I was just trying to see his lightsaber. Anyways, I'll find it later. Oh, there it is. Yeah, his has got that same little thing. Sort of.
There you go.
Anyways, all right. So, so you knew going in, and what did you think of the other ones, like the elemental and nature and the?
I I can't talk about stuff like this, man, because my perspective is, people call me negative. I'm not being negative. The whole thing is cool. I think everybody should do it. If you like, because I know people who love the elemental, and my nephew chose obviously power and control, and I typically would go with more of a, because I'm a Slytherin, so I would go for the darker stuff. I have a dark soul, but just the protection. Wait a minute, no, peace and justice.
Yeah,
peace and justice. I don't know. It was the best looking one to me. I think the sabers could look better anyway. I think they could be smaller. Think the pieces could be shinier. They remind me of, I don't know if you guys ever saw it. You have to Google a picture, but back like 5 years ago, they were selling these toy versions of Mickey's lightsaber, Jedi Mickey.
Oh yeah, I have one of those. My son has.
That's
one.
Exactly what the Savi's lightsabers look like to me. Huge, chunky, like it looks like a Babies R Us version of a lightsaber. Like it doesn't, they're not that bad, but they're pretty bad. Like, I don't know. There are some really cool sabers out there on the internet, that, custom sabers. I'm like, that's what it should be. But again, it's the experience. It's the show. It's basically like, another attraction.
Yeah. And you can customize it by changing up the parts. I think that's one reason why it's a little bigger. Plus those custom ones you see on the internet, they're like $800, $900 versus.
Are they really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They're expensive. So
okay, well then that makes it a little better then.
Yeah. So when you compare it to like an $800 lightsaber, then $200 isn't that bad. Plus you get the experience.
Yeah.
So it was cool, and I had such a fun time the first time I did it a while back that I did get some Christmas money and some Disney gift cards and to go have fun with. And what did I have fun with? Yes, I did Savi's again the next day.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I will do it again, probably.
Yeah.
If I can talk Hank into doing it, I'll probably go do it with him. And I'll probably do power and control.
Yeah. So that's what I did. The first time I did the peace and justice. And then this last time I did power and control to have the balance in the force.
Started with PJ and went to PC.
Yeah. But it was cool. The person, we didn't talk about this, but the person that we both had, the head gatherer, I forget his name. I don't know if you remember his name.
I told myself to. I think it's a made up name anyway.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Calabash. I don't know what it was, but
it was like Magtie or something.
Yeah, it was something. But he did a phenomenal job. He was totally in character. He walked up to me and he was like, these, because I was doing power control, and he was like, these are from an ancient Sith temple, pieces that we've gathered from an ancient Sith temple. And I was like, that's cool. And I was like, I used a blue kyber crystal in it. And he goes, that is the best. It's the perfect balance between the dark and the light. So, he was like totally in character into it, which made it really cool. Because, they could be like, okay, get your pieces out. Okay, put them together. Okay, that was fun. Thanks for giving us $200. Okay, get out the door so we can get the next people in. But they do the whole story element to it.
No, he was really good. I suffer from like secondhand embarrassment really bad. I when stuff is cringy, I just like, oh God.
How do you listen to us then? Sorry. Oh, there you froze.
I froze.
Perfect.
I froze.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I froze. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Go ahead.
Okay.
So
I don't know when you guys can hear me and when you can't, because I'm like, I froze.
You suffer from secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
That's why it's
so
hard
anytime
to
I
hang out
see
with
something
me.
cringy, what?
So that's why it's hard to hang out with me.
That's not true.
Oh,
That's not true.
There's other reasons.
there's other reasons.
But anytime there's something cringy, man, I just can't. I can't take it. Like the show at Ollivander's, at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, any of that stuff is really hard for me to endure. Like even meeting the princesses and stuff, they're like, "Oh, have you seen Olaf? Oh, he's out, preparing for summer." And I'm just like, "Oh, Jesus."
Good impression there.
But oh well, thank you. But the Savi's guy, man, he was so like, he was like genuinely acting. I don't know. It felt real. It didn't feel like those normal shows or like all the other shows. It felt really good. He's good.
Yeah, he's good. A lot of the cast members that they have working in there, it felt like that because I ran into. I think you were getting your saber worked on. I think. And I had
what?
One time when we had to go back to Savi's, one of the multiple times, we went back to Savi's because something was messed up with yours or something. Anyways, and I had that. I made Tyler like a lantern like thing. There's pictures on our social media. It's hard to describe, but it had like pictures of all the 4 Savi's things you could pick from. Anyway, so I was sitting there with it, and Vi, I guess that's her name. There it is. Look at there. That thing of beauty. Oh, it's so bright. Can't see now. Oh. Anyways, it looks sort of like the Kyber crystal container holder.
Yeah.
But I had it out, and by the person that's like the resistance spy, it's so cool. Came up to me and was like, "Oh, what is this?" And she's like, wanted to know all about it. And was it totally in character? Because she saw the power control part first, and she's like, "Are you a Sith?" And I'm like, "No." And then I ran into when I was waiting. We were waiting to get on Rise of the Resistance. That was like the next day or something. This random lady that was just, one of the cast members. She was carrying around a toolbox, and I was playing. They have a game. They have a play app that you can play in all the Disney parks there at Disney World. But they have like a data pad, is what they call it, for Galaxy's Edge, and you can go around and you can like hack into stuff, or you can fix stuff. You can hack into like radio tower. So I was hacking into a tower with it. She came up and she's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, I came here to fix this tower. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm fixing it for you." She's like, "Oh, you mean I don't have to climb up there?" Oh, like she's like acting like she's gonna climb up this tower and stuff. She's like, "Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you for fixing it." And she's like totally in character. And we had our little conversation, and then she just wandered off into the crowd to go do whatever her next thing was. So it's cool how they've done that. It's very immersive, probably the most immersive that a theme park has been. Wouldn't you say?
Well, remember, all the cast members are characters on Batuu. Yeah. They don't need aliens and stuff walking around.
Yeah.
That's what Bob Chapek says.
That was actually a mechanic that was supposed to fix something. And she thought you were another worker that was going to do it.
I was dressed like I did Batuu bound, so I looked like one of the people that worked there.
So that's all broke down. You ruined the ride for somebody.
I'm glad you said that because I am going to do that. I'm gonna get me an outfit, man, when I go back down there, and I'm gonna take me some pictures in Batuu. I'm determined.
I did it. I told you to go to Walmart that night and get you one for the next day.
Me and the kids, man, we were so wore out. Oh, I told you it was a greatest hits tour. We were trying to do everything that she had never done, which was everything. So every night we went back to the resort, we were dead.
I was dead too, because you had to get to ride Rise of the Resistance. You had to be there way before the park opened. I think I got there like at 5, and they opened it up at 6:30, and then you had to be on the app, clicking refresh at 7 to get a boarding group to ride the new ride, which we'll get into later.
Yeah, we didn't have a problem with it when we did it because we did it the day before you, and I had been given some insider tips from a very awesome Twitter user, and I followed his tips to the T, and it worked. and I was, we were standing there. Everybody says stay off the Wi-Fi, but if you get near if you know where Disney's Wi-Fi hubs are and you stand near one, everybody else is using the cellular networks, which when you've got, 5,000 people trying to, the networks just go down. So, and nobody's on the Wi-Fi because they think it's not reliable. So we were standing there, we did it, we refreshed the app, no problem, got boarding group 63. But then the next day when I was with you, we both were standing there, and you know this, you were able to get a boarding group, but I wasn't. It wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
So,
but I had you on mine, so we got it for both of us. Which, I mean, I wonder how long they're going to do that, because I don't think that's going to be a permanent thing.
I hope not, because I want my dad to ride that ride. Yeah. And I mean, just because, he's not really into the parks now, which is funny because he was the first one of my family to go to Disneyland back, when he was in the Navy. That was the one thing he wanted to do, was go to Disneyland. And now he could care less about going to the parks, but he loves innovation. Like he loves, I told him, you've got to ride Flight of Passage. And now that's all he talks about. So he's not a Star Wars guy, but I just know that ride will blow his mind. Oh, yeah. But there's no way he's going to get up at, 4:30 and go to Hollywood Studios and stand there with me. I mean, he's not going to do that. I hope that eventually they phase that out.
But they got to. I felt so bad for I would see families walk up to the ride and families with little kids and stuff. And they're like, oh, is this a new ride? We're so excited to ride it. And they're like, oh, do you have a boarding group? And they're like, no, what's that? Well, you have to get here at 6, be in the park at 6:30 in the morning to get it. And they just look like,
oh, well, our flight's leaving tomorrow.
Yeah. It just looks so defeated. Because, I mean, if you have little kids, you're not going to be like, okay, let's get up at 4:30 and go stand until 7 a.m. with nothing to do. Because everybody that wants to ride has to be in the park. So the dad couldn't go and get a boarding group for everybody. The whole family, if they have a ticket, has to be through the gates around 6:30 to be able to join a boarding group. And that just doesn't work for families. And you could tell by the clientele that was standing around us.
Yeah.
It wasn't families. You didn't see many families at all.
It was people like me and you.
It was people like us. That was it.
Hoodlums.
Yeah. What's a hoodlums?
Bunch of heathens.
Yep. People like us are YouTubers. That was pretty much people standing around.
But I mean, I'll say this, and I don't want to say this because I don't want to, obviously Bob Iger's not going to hear this, but I mean, I don't want to empower those people. Well, Bob don't. Look, anything that I'm involved with, Bob don't want. He don't listen to. Okay.
I heard you guys were best friends. I even saw a picture.
Come on, man. This is a family show. I can't say what I want to you. But I don't want to empower him and say oh, it's worth it. He's like, aha, see. But it's amazing. I mean, it's a friend of mine said it best. It's Hank. He got up because a lovely young lady wanted to ride it, and so she was like, oh, come ride it with me, and he's like, okay. So he gets up, not a Star Wars fan, he goes through the whole process, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever, or no, he had to get up earlier than that. He rode the ride.
Oh, he froze.
And he said,
he froze. Go ahead. There. You rode the ride.
Yeah, he rode the ride, and he called me, and he said, man, he said, I don't really know how to tell you. He said, it's not a ride. And he said, wait a minute, did I freeze?
No, you're good. No. I'll tell you if you freeze.
Okay. Okay. He said, it's not a ride. He said, it's not a experience. He said, it's a work of art.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
And that's, I mean, it's true. It's a work of art. And I don't want to say that. And I just feel like, cause when I got off the ride, and Ryan already knows this, when I got off the ride, I was like, yeah, I mean, that's what they should be doing. Like every franchise that they own should have a ride like this. There should be a new Pirates of the
Caribbean ride, just like this.
like
Because he's frozen.
ride like this. I froze.
Yeah, good.
God, I even turned off all my security cameras and stuff, hoping that would like free up the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
stuff.
now's the time to break into your house then.
I'm glad this is pre-recorded.
Yeah. No, I agree with you that it was just amazing. And we're gonna probably towards the end of this episode, we'll give a little spoiler thing. We don't want Katrin to hear to hear that, so he's gonna close his ears when we do that.
I will remove my earbuds.
Yeah, and Chris can too, but he'll never go to Disney. So
I'm so mad. I told the guys earlier that I was watching the Imagineering short, or not shorts, the episodes on Disney Plus, and I hadn't finished the last one. I was like, oh, I'll turn it on today. I was at home from work today, and the what I had left to watch of it was, it started off with Pandora, and then it went into Galaxy's Edge. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then here's all these scenes from Rise of the Resistance. I'm like, really? Come on, man.
I started to watch that right before the trip, and then as soon as they said Galaxy's Edge, I was like, nope, and I turned it off.
I should have. I didn't think they would get that far, because they were still building Rise when they did that episode, but it's still like the element where, well, anyways, there's some elements that I saw that I knew were kind of there, but I didn't know what they would be like. But now I know what it's like. I'm like, well, great.
There's still a lot of stuff you don't know, though.
Oh, I know. I'm sure there is. It's still.
Let me tell you about this one part.
No. We'll do that towards the end. But we had a lot of cool experiences on this trip. We rode Smuggler's Run a couple times. So all of us in the group got a chance to pilot, which was cool. Because I think that's like the best part of that ride, when you get to pilot it. Now, Ryan and I piloted it the first time, the other Ryan, and I think we did better.
Y'all suck.
No, we didn't.
Even Hondo was mad.
No, we did okay. I did fine. Now, I don't know about the other Ryan. He was all over the place. But now, when you guys did it, though, and
My nephew was way better pilot than you.
No.
He could have piloted that thing left and right and up and down by himself.
I did good. When you guys did it, which you had done it before,
we got 100%.
Yeah, whatever. There's a part in it. If you don't want spoilers, then don't listen. But there's a part in it that says, "Get behind the train." Tyler and Asia literally did not get behind the train.
Hey, I was up and down, man. She was the one that was supposed to go left and right. We were level with it.
They were running into all the pylons and all this stuff, and I'm sitting back there. We're yelling behind them, "Get behind the train!" And they're just like, "I don't understand what's going on." I'm like, "You guys just wrote it. Come on."
Hey,
so I don't think that
I don't
think that scoring is accurate.
Stupid Wi-Fi. You listen here, man. My Wi-Fi doesn't want me to get onto you. You listen, okay?
All right.
That was the best I'd ever done on that ride.
Oh, well, that's sad. No, but I'm just kidding with you. It was fun. I had a fun time with you guys on that ride.
Ryan, okay? My feelings are hurt.
Oh, I'm just kidding with you. You did good. Very proud.
Hondo said I did great. And that's all I care about.
Hondo is very truthful.
We did Ryan and I were the gunners the second time, and I did find out that you can change it, which the first time I rode this a while back, I didn't know. You can change it to either be manual or automatic firing. And you get more points if you do manual, but you have to sort of aim a lot more with the 3 buttons. Where if it's automatic, you just sit there and punch it.
It was automatic. It was automatic targeting, wasn't it? Or no, like.
Yeah. So if you do automatic targeting, then you just press the middle button and that's all you press. If you switch to manual, then there's 3 buttons and you have to choose which. You have to go between the 3 buttons to target stuff. So that was pretty cool. They didn't have to do that. They did it. But you have to choose it right before it starts, like you'll see on the screen on your right. So that's a little, as the YouTubers say, a pro tip for you.
What they say?
That's what they say. They do.
Huh. Wow.
So you have to choose it. Anyways, but we got to do a lot of cool stuff. We had a well, before we get to the Ogas, I got to do something that I hadn't done since my honeymoon.
Good night,
everybody.
You weren't supposed to talk.
I knew that was coming. That's why I said it. That's why I set it up that
Katrin
way.
looks the most uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's what I think's funny. Like he does not want to hear this.
We went to eat at the Brown Derby. Tyler wanted to eat at the Brown Derby at Hollywood Studios, so we went outside of Galaxy's Edge into the,
What? The normal folk?
Yeah, the normal folk at Hollywood Studios. But I hadn't been there since my honeymoon. And so Tyler wanted to go. I pulled up the Disney Experience app, and there was a time for right when we were heading to lunch. So we grabbed that time and pretty much walked straight in. And
my vegan nephew got to have a steak.
Yeah, it was so funny. So his nephew has never eaten meat his entire life. And he's how old?
16.
16. And I said, dude, they're going to have something vegetarian or vegan there. And Tyler's like, no, I don't see it on the menu. I'm like, no, there's going to be something. And sure enough, they had one of those impossible steaks or whatever. And that what it was? An impossible?
Possible water.
Yeah. And Ryan was like, somebody is lying to you,
Yeah.
son. That is meat.
I mean, I kept looking at it like, that looks like a freaking steak. That looks like meat. That is meat.
He was making my poor nephew uncomfortable, man. He was like staring at him.
I was
That
just
thing had a
like,
face at one point. I'm pretty sure.
what?
That thing had a face at one point.
Yeah. Like this was like right after I first met them. So like I'm sitting there going, I really want to take a bite of that, but I'm not going to be like, hey, can I have a bite of your weird
You should
steak
have.
there?
You all but almost did, man. You was like leaning in.
I was like- I was trying to figure it out.
Scooted his chair over at one point. He was away from you.
I was like, I think they're tricking this kid. I think this is real meat, and this kid's having his first bite of meat right now at Disney World. But,
That was Bambi at one point.
oh, so but the brown dairy was good. I had this hamburger, this like Wagyu beef hamburger with a egg on top of it and some other kind of meat on top of it. So I had like all the meats on my side of the table, and to my right it was just all this fake meat, which was pretty funny. So I hope I didn't like
You brought balance.
Yeah, I brought balance to the food table or whatever.
This won't matter to the listeners, but boys, can I ruin y'all's evening?
Sure.
So there's an app, that you can remove or add facial hair to someone's face.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I removed Walt's mustache.
Oh, look how handsome he looks.
So young.
He's a
You
respectable
make
person.
me feel so young.
If you guys,
I thought you were going to do something to us.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see what Ryan looks like with hair.
I want to see what Walt looks like without a mustache. Download the Face app. Not a sponsor.
Can you give him a beard?
Fresh maker.
Beard?
Yeah, give him a beard. See what scruffy Walt looks like.
I turned him into a hipster, but I don't know. I didn't save that one.
Can you make him look like a frozen head?
Oh, let's not start that rumor. Let's not keep that rumor going.
It's not a rumor. It's the truth.
Yeah. You've never worked in the bowels of the Magic Kingdom.
Except for the head.
Yeah.
It's frozen.
There's no proof, right?
All right, y'all ready for
pick
this?
out the head from a pile of ashes?
Oh yeah, that's the Walt I want to meet. I want to
Man,
hang out with that Walt.
Like Adam Sandler or something.
I want to get. Can you give me
remember
that hair?
old show Dobie Gillis that had
Yeah.
that had Gilligan on it?
Yeah.
I think that's him.
That might be.
Now you're gonna have to make me with hair.
It looks like Al Pacino.
Hoo-ah!
Sorry, I digress.
Anyways.
We diverted. That was my fault.
So we had a good lunch at the Brown Derby, which was very, very nice. I felt
Had a good
underdressed.
Except for the company, man. The guy sitting across from me, Jesus.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna do with him.
He's a terrible conversationalist.
Oh, you never have to go back to Disney World with him ever.
True.
Good night,
I think
everybody.
I'm stuck with him.
Oh. This is part of the show where Ryan cries. So just 3.
Oh, it's that time already?
It's that time already.
Already.
It's a little early this episode. Anyways, so we went to Oga's Cantina, but I looked at the time for our reservation because if you go to Galaxy's Edge, make reservations for everything. If you want to build a lightsaber, make a reservation. If you want to go to Oga's Cantina, make a reservation because more than likely, if you don't, you're not going to get to do the things. So just make a reservation. Also, if you're eating in there, they have like a Ronto wrap stand where you can get these like pita, like shawarma stuff or something.
Which, by the way, if you have a not tzatziki's, but what's it called? I can't remember the name of the place. But anyway, we have a like a Greek Mediterranean restaurant here in Hendersonville. It's a chain. I'll find the name of it. They have a chicken pita, which is very similar to the Ronto wrap, the chicken Ronto wrap. And I went yesterday and kind of kicked the craving.
Did you take your lightsaber?
I should have.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Where'd they get the Ronto?
Well, they ship it in.
Oh, that's got to be expensive.
It's the Endurian chicken tip yip.
Yeah. So they have a chicken version and then like a pork type version, which is the one I got. But anyways, so if you're going to eat, because it's
Rat.
no, it's sausage and wrapped in pork. Anyways,
Rat sausage.
what I was going to say was they have mobile ordering for the Ronto wrap place and the Docking Bay 7 or whatever.
7.
Yeah, something like that.
Zoe's Kitchen.
Oh yeah, we have one of those
Zoe's
here.
Is good.
Yeah,
Zoe's is good. I like Zoe's.
Zoe's is good.
So it's a discount Ronto wrap.
Yeah, it's not as expensive. But mobile ordering, do the mobile ordering for those two places if you're going to eat those because it's super fast, super easy.
At Ronto Roasters, not Zoe's Kitchen. You got to clarify.
Yeah, I mean,
you
could try. You could call.
You can order Zoe's and pick it up. They got a drive-thru.
Yeah, so do mobile order.
Yeah. Wherever you're at for anything.
Man, I do it for just about everything.
Take your lightsaber to Zoe's Kitchen.
I'm going to now. But yeah, mobile ordering is great.
Yes.
You just got to put a card on your Disney Experience app and then just order it straight from the app and then just walk up.
You can even do it in Pop Century now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? They've got it everywhere.
That makes sense because Pop Century is usually like crazy in that food court area.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. So we had a reservation for Oga's Cantina for $8.25, and we looked at the park guide and it says Hollywood Studios closes at 8:00. And we're like, wait a second. So we went to the we had some time, so Tyler wanted to ride his favorite ride. The Tower of Terror.
Negative.
Actually, his nephew and niece wanted to ride, right?
Well, like I said, it was a greatest hits tour.
Yeah.
And, people who have never, like you were saying earlier, one of my enjoyments is taking people to Walt Disney World who have never been. I like to live, kind of like through their eyes, right? See it through their eyes again. Because I've been, and I just like to go and eat now. I barely even ride anything anymore. And one of the things that I would do when I take somebody who's never been, they have no concept of what, going to Walt Disney World is like. they think it's all for children and it's all about princesses and Mickey Mouse, which that's a part of it, but it's also about going to places and doing things you otherwise couldn't, like dropping into the Twilight Zone. So I would take people on the Tower of Terror as like.
And he's frozen. The story's funny. He's gonna end. I'm not gonna edit any of this out. This is gonna be one of the
I froze.
Yeah,
I froze.
You're back.
I've got you. Hello?
Yeah, you got us.
Hello?
So you took them.
I'm so
You took
sorry.
them on the Tower of Terror, and I went with you.
Yeah.
And it was a blast.
And she almost died.
Yes. It was so funny.
Wait, what?
Like, not funny, just funny. That, like, it was her.
Halfway.
It was funny because it was her first time on the ride, and she's the one that gets the faulty seatbelt.
Yeah, halfway through the drop sequence, I hear her blood-curdling scream, and I look over to my left, and she has this look of like, not, oh, this is fun kind of fear. It was like, I'm genuinely terrified. And she says, my seatbelt is loose. And I look, and she's holding the seatbelt like halfway up her torso. Yeah. And she like literally flew up like 2 feet in the air.
And Tyler was screaming the whole time too, which was just a blast. But
I would be too, as you know.
He froze up again, so we're just going to keep talking. But yeah, so you were screaming, she was screaming. It was a grand old time. I was laughing my head off.
We were hoping that, you know how they do not just a photo now, they do a video as well. We were hoping that the video would catch her like mid, like up in the air, falling. It unfortunately it didn't. So
but it would be proof. So they edit that stuff out.
It probably did. They edited it.
Yeah,
it's like, oh crap, we gotta fix that. Oh no, she's in her seat.
Yeah, they were closing the ride down for the night, so they weren't going to worry about it for that night, anyways. Even if we said anything. But while we were over there, we also did the new Cars thing. They have like a little show with Lightning McQueen, and it was actually fun.
That is the greatest thing in Hollywood studios.
Well, I don't know about that. But it was fun. Like the animatronic of Lightning McQueen, they did a phenomenal job with it.
It is a must, and you can't miss it.
If you have little kids, yeah. I mean, it's not one of those things that I would do every time I was there, but I'm glad I did it because it was fun and it was cute and it was cool. And it made me laugh. It's got Maynard in it, so,
Maynard?
Yeah, whatever his name is. Tomato?
Did you say Maynard?
I don't know. It's late. Yeah. Anyways, so the park is closing down. I'm telling a story here, people. This is a podcast. Park is closing down. We're walking through Toy Story Land, which is empty, and I've never seen Toy Story Land empty because the park was closing down. So that was cool. We get to this line of cast members sort of making a wall, stopping us, and we're like, we have a reservation for Oga's. And they're like, oh, come on through. And so sorry, he just showed us a picture of Keisha with long hair.
Hey,
he used to have long hair.
It didn't look like that. I'll tell you that much.
Anyways, back to the story. So we're walking through, we go through 2 sets of guards or whatever. We get into Galaxy's Edge and it's completely empty. We walk up to the cantina. We get to go into the cantina for pretty much last call. And we were in the cantina. We were like one of the last people to leave. So we stayed in there. Got to take all kinds of cool pictures in the cantina. We had the lantern with us and we put it on our table with the light on. And the waiters and waitresses kept coming by saying, did we get new decorations in here? Like, what is that thing? So that's cool. So they really, they were in character, playing it up. They thought it was a bomb. Thought I was going to blow the place up or something. Got to take all the pictures we wanted with nobody in there. Tyler got an epic picture with his friend Bob. Um, no, he got an epic picture that somebody took for him.
Yeah, it was epically framed.
Yeah, I try. I try. My skills. And then we finished up there, closed the place down pretty much, and then we went out and just wandered around Galaxy's Edge with nobody in it. I don't think we were supposed to, but we did. We took the long way through.
I suggested in my Instagram post that everyone should make a reservation like past park closing. Once I posted that, I was kind of like, oh, poor cast members. I'm a terrible guy.
I mean, they make it available.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
But it's all lit up really cool at nighttime. So to be there and get pictures where there's no crowds and it's just Galaxy's Edge and all its glory, it's pretty amazing. And they were had their lightsabers, because that was the day before I made mine, so I didn't have mine, but they had their lightsabers and they were twirling through the streets. And
I'm a pretty epic lightsaber fighter, man. I got some skills from my cousin David.
You guys were too scared to hit each other's lightsabers, though. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, man, that thing's expensive. 200 credits goes a long way in a galaxy far, far away.
But that's the place you would want to hit them together, because if they do break, then you just go back the next day and be like, I don't know, something's wrong with this one.
Sir, why is there a dent in your blade? It's I have no idea.
They're supposed to be battle ready. That's what I've heard. They're supposed to be where you can battle, you can use them in a lightsaber fight. But and that's why there's a little give in them. If you wiggle it, there's a little give. So they're supposed to be battle ready.
I've watched the YouTube videos too, Ryan. Okay, I know.
Did you see the dude that smacked it against a tree?
I saw the guy who literally jumped off a trampoline.
Yeah.
That guy.
Good gracious.
Just whacked it, man. He put it to the test.
He's like, it still holds up.
When we were going through Toy Story Land, I wanted to say this earlier, my freaking Wi-Fi cut out, but when we were going through Toy Story Land, I literally thought something was wrong. I was like, we have somehow got into a party that we are not allowed in. My niece and nephew, Ryan and Asia, were like, what's going on? I was like, shh, just play it cool, man. Just play it cool.
When you go...
Yes, we are supposed to be here.
When you go to Disney with me, you get in all the cool stuff. I'll make sure.
Oh, boy. Hey, man, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have got into August, because I had no idea they were still doing reservations. I thought that was just for the event that I went to. So now I know, thanks to you.
Yeah, and now you know what time to get the reservations, too. Yep.
Yes, sir.
After park closes. But yeah, well, that's funny because you guys didn't tell me that you were walking through Toy Story and I'm like, yeah, we're going to get in trouble, or this is not right.
Yeah, man. I was like, I was trying to play it cool. We were being escorted by a manager. I was
I'm just sitting there swinging my arms dude, this is so fun. Here we go. No big deal,
Sir, are you here for the media event? Huh?
Yes. Here's my podcasting card. My I'm Geek business card, which I don't know if I told you this, Tyler, but it was the last day that I was there, and you guys were at Epcot or somewhere, so you weren't with me. I was just wandering around Galaxy's Edge, and I just started taking I Am Geek business cards and hiding them throughout Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of one that you laid near Ronto Roasters or whatever.
Yeah, and I put one in. There was 2 inside the Falcon. Just in
no, that's what it was. It was on the chessboard.
Yeah,
you didn't do that. You accidentally dropped them.
I accidentally dropped them. Disney.
Yes, not intentional.
Not intentionally. But they probably just got thrown away. I'm sure they got thrown away, or they're still there. You never know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Probably not. They got thrown away, or somebody found them.
I'm gonna make a stencil. You know how they do on the side, here in Nashville, artists and stuff have stencils made of their Instagram username or whatever. I'm gonna have one of I Am Geek, and I'm just gonna kind of lay it on the ground and just take a spray paint can and just Dude, it look like you vandalized Disney.
Somebody did that.
Did an I Am Geek logo?
No, not I Am Geek, but they did a on one of the bathroom stalls. They're pretty sure that it wasn't Disney that did it because it was only on one bathroom stall inside the door. Like, why would Disney do that? It was in Arbresh, or however you say the Star Wars, the Star Wars
Arendelle.
No, the Star Wars language. Arbresh, I can't say it.
It's all right.
Arabesh. There we go. Arabesh. It was in Arabesh, and it spelled out when he translated it, because they have a translator that you can get there, a guide. It says Ahsoka lives, and somebody put that on the back of one of the doors of one of the bathroom stalls.
After that, did it say call for a good time?
No. But there was a big debate online. Like, people were like, did Disney do this? Or did somebody do this? And nobody would come forward admitting, like, Disney didn't say, oh yeah, we did it, or we didn't do it. But I'm pretty sure it was only on one bathroom stall, and I'm pretty sure that somebody went in there and did that with a stencil and put Ahsoka lives. So, that's pretty cool.
There you go.
There you go. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. But anyways. All right.
I have no idea who the crap Ahsoka is, but it was me.
Oh. She's in Clone Wars. She's in Rebels.
He's the orange chick with the white and blue alien hair, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really want her lightsabers.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah. One day, maybe. They sell them in Doc Ondars.
Ahsoka Katana or whatever, and she's got katana lightsabers,
No,
right?
her name's not Katana.
That's the Mortal Kombat version.
Yeah.
What is Ahsoka Katana?
It's not a katana.
What is it?
Hold on. It's Ahsoka Tana.
You don't know.
It's Ahsoka Tana,
That's part.
not
Okay.
Katana.
He was
It's
close.
close
You're
enough.
close.
Leave him alone.
Anyway,
Tano.
she's the one that turned her red crystal white.
Mm.
She got against
I
Red.
like this chick.
She's cool. Everybody wants her to be in season 2 of Mandalorian. Wants her to pop up. I don't know if they will, but
Who would play her, though? The lady who did the voice, or would they get somebody else?
it probably wouldn't have put the girl that did the voice, because that is Chris, what's her name? She's the one that her universe apparel line is hers.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
I'll
Does
take.
she just not look like her or something?
No, she doesn't really. She's a pretty girl, but I mean, because Ahsoka Tano is like sort of taller and she's like short.
Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah, Ashley. I've seen her a couple of times live for things. She's a pretty cool person. People have said that they think because of the time period, because if it was Mandalorian, she would be older, a little older. That who should play? It's a actress. Yeah, that's her.
Oh.
Play.
Yeah.
Do we have a name?
We said it. Ashley Eckstein.
Okay, sorry.
People say that. So the thing going on right now is people want Rosario Dawson to play,
Awesome.
to play her. Yeah, because she'd be
Yeah, I
the
think she
right
would be
age and everything for the part.
They probably have to recast her and get someone that can do like all of
Yeah,
I'm sure they can use stunt people, but it would be good to have someone
for that time. If she was going to be in the Mandalorian, I don't think Ashley Eckstein would be the right age and everything to play her. But anyways, that's sort of off the subject. We did jump over to Epcot one night for dinner. We rode the Skyliners. Yeah, we rode
The
them.
Death Box.
The Death Box.
Bob Iger's Death Box.
It wasn't too bad when it was just the 4 of us in one, but then when we switched over and we got put with strangers, it's sort of weird because you're in this little box and you're like, can I talk loud or should I just be
Those
silent?
ladies were nice.
No,
Those ladies were nice.
They were really nice, but when you first get in, they're like have a baby in a stroller, and you're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be like, because in the first one, when it was just the four of us, we were goofing off, having fun. But then when you get in with strangers with the baby, you're like, oh, maybe we should just be quiet so we don't bother the baby. Or
not to bring the mood down, but did y'all see where the exact same transportation system had like a huge pile up wreck in like the Netherlands or something?
Oh, good.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
is it weird that I kind of hope it happens?
No,
Jeez.
it already
weird.
it already sort of happened, but
I just want people to be. Look, I want it to happen, but I want everybody to be okay. That's what I want.
Well, that already happened.
No, I want another one. I want a big disaster.
Oh God!
Like I want like a 20 car.
Wow.
Then you could Photoshop Bob Iger in that picture. That's what you could do. Like, and he could just be shrugging, like, "Oh well, I'm sorry." Like, I sound evil. I know.
I didn't even know he talked like that.
Yeah, talks like Mickey Mouse.
That's his voice.
That's his Mickey Mouse.
That was kind of more. That was kind of more Minnie, though. I guess. Really, I'm sorry.
but we rode over all together in the Skyliner, which was fun. We got to see where they're building the new Ratatouille ride, which they had done a lot more since I was there last time. That opens sometime this year, right?
This summer.
This summer. Yeah. Which I'm looking forward to. I still don't like the ride vehicles at all. I think the ride vehicles look like something you have at a carnival. It should
be.
Yeah. No, it'll be fine. It'll be a cool ride. But I'm like,
you're a mouse.
Yeah, but they could have made the mouse look like.
Have you seen it, Katrin?
It's been a while, I guess, because I don't remember thinking it looked ridiculous. But
I mean, it literally looks like something out of a carnival.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. Like it doesn't even look like the rats from the movies.
No, not at all.
Like you.
Yeah. Okay.
You could have made it look like something that the rats built, like out of stuff, like bottle caps or, whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually, the Ratatouille ride is the one part of the, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? It looks like they went to like a carnival graveyard and said, we'll take 8 of those.
Some new paint on it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But the Ratatouille ride is the one part of the new Epcot like reimagining that I'm looking forward to. But the ride vehicles look terrible.
Yeah, the ride's going to be fun, but I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
Because the other new rides that they're coming out with, all the ride vehicles look amazing, and then you got this ride vehicle, and you're like, oh,
looks like a cat toy.
Okay. I see where the budget went. Spent
all the money on Batuu.
Yeah. But yeah, so we went over and we ate at the Mexican pavilion.
San Angel.
Yeah, inside. It was very romantic.
Good.
Glad you two had some time.
We didn't get to sit by the water though, so Tyler was disappointed.
Oh.
Hey boys. Justin Scard is on to be on I Am Geek.
No way.
Yeah, but he says his only precondition is that he has to do it in person.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Sounds fun, but my only precondition is always to do it in person because I hate the phone. Well, we don't do it on the phone. We do it on the computer, so.
There you go.
Loophole.
So, well, we could fly him out here, or he can.
I mean, yeah, he needs. We'll all be in Houston next weekend.
Yeah,
so.
come on down to Houston, Justin, if you're listening. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun show. Anyways, to have him on. Maybe we could work something out. Justin, if you're listening, it's on Skype. It's not that bad. Or we could find you a Spirit flight. You just can't pack anything, and they charge you out the wazoo. Or maybe we'll just come. We'll just come to Disneyland, and we can do it there. It sounds like a plan.
Can I come? I won't go to Disneyland.
Well, okay.
Come on, man.
You could come.
Look, I don't even have to be on the episode. I just want to
you'd
go
be
to
on
Trader Sam's.
No, this is what we would do. We would bring you because you're like the biggest guy I know, because you got the muscles for
Biggest
miles. And we'll just make you we'll put dark sunglasses on you and like a tight like security shirt,
Real awkward.
and you'll just sit behind us with your arms crossed, looking at just like death staring Justin's card. He'll be like, "Who's this guy?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
That looks like that dude from Twitter. It's not.
No, it's not. Don't worry about it.
I think we need to take off a summer and get a tour bus. Get
Oh.
I Am Geek plastered on the side, and we can have a tour around America doing live shows.
There we go.
I mean, I can not take off, but
You could work from the tour bus.
I can work from the bus. That's true.
Chris, you can animate from the tour
I could-
bus, or just play video games from the tour bus.
Yeah, I can play video games. For sure.
Always. I have I don't know if y'all have seen at one point in my life, I built a Jingle Cruise Christmas tree. And it was such a task to complete that I just kept it up. And it's in the corner of my office. Much like the one in Disneyland, there is a light shining up, like from the bottom of the tree up, like into, so that, it lights it up real nice. Anyway, that light was off. I thought the bulb busted, but all of a sudden, it just came back on while I'm sitting here talking
It's
to
a
y'all.
sign.
It's a sign.
It's the goat man.
Tyler, you got any connections with tour buses we can use for a summer?
Well, I mean, I do.
Doesn't matter.
All access tour buses in Gallatin, Tennessee. Talk to Eric Blankenship.
There we go. Speaking of live show, next Saturday we have a live show. We'll go ahead and plug that right now before we forget about it. Next Saturday, January the 25th, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., if I'm remembering right,
That's correct.
at the Secret Group in Houston, Texas. I guess it's not that big of a secret if we're announcing it. But we're doing a live Battle Royale with cheese game
Unlike
show.
any other.
Unlike any other. This is completely new. I have my finger crossed that hopefully it works out.
It comes together.
We
Hopefully it
change
comes
it every time
together.
we do it. So
Yeah. This is going to be a big game show. Hopefully the audience will be involved. There's going to be other podcasts that are the contestants on the show. We're just going to host
Could be
it.
prizes.
There could be prizes.
there could be.
We don't know. Mean Chin could show up.
You could.
Who knows?
I wasn't invited, so I won't be there.
You're always invited. Come on down. And then the next day, Catron and I are going to the Royal Rumble. So
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be a big Rumble weekend.
Oh, I'm missing out on the Royal
A
Rumble.
royal weekend.
A Royal weekend. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, you're missing out.
Oh, darn.
But you'll be here for the Battle Royale.
I will be there for the Battle Royale.
You're welcome to stay.
Can only do so much Battle Royale.
Is that the Colonel?
Yeah, I think it's the Colonel. I want some chicken now.
Tyler's showing us pictures.
I am doing research for a very important project, and have a bunch of old history in my office of my dad's. One being a magazine that was about him and his life back in the 80s, 70s, and the 80s. And there is a picture in here that I absolutely love. He truly is wearing a Kentucky Fried Chicken tie, bow tie.
Yeah. String tie, whatever that is.
I might have to post this on my Instagram.
I say so.
I said, Dad, you need to rock that tie again. He was like, I think I got it around here in a box. Well, it needs to stay.
What's going on? Where are we? So I had a great time with you, Tyler, at Disney World, and I want to go back. We got to make that happen sooner than later.
Ready, man. You go. I mean, are you footing the bill?
Well, no, I will be there in March, it turns out, for a conference that just happens to be in Orlando that I got invited to. So I'll be there in March, and I'm pretty sure I'll go back to Disney while I'm there. So,
I'll have to see if I can make it down, man. I've actually got business there in about a week, so I'll be down in the Sunshine State. Although it is, I'm not just saying this, I'm talking to you right now on the podcast, but and I'm maybe the kids are listening, but it's gonna be sad without you guys.
Aww.
Truthfully. I love trips by myself. Like I do. I'm a solo Disney guy.
Yeah.
I go by myself all the time. But that trip was one that I'll never forget, and I'm ready to make it happen again. Wheels are already turning, so I think maybe we're going to make that a tradition.
Let's do it.
Yeah, when me and the kids go, you're going to have to show back up, man.
Yeah, I'll take you around, give you the big. We'll go to stuff after hours. Wander through the park. It'll be fun.
We did do the. I forgot to mention that. Me and the kids, before you flew in, we did the after hours event at Magic Kingdom. And originally, when they announced they were going to start doing that, I was against it just because I didn't want to give Bob and Co. more money. But it's worth it, man. I mean, $125, $130, and you have the Magic Kingdom to yourself. We did everything. Like I said, the only thing she didn't get to do was the Tiki Room and the Country Bear Jamboree. Yeah. She did everything that the Magic Kingdom has to offer. I mean, at one point we were in Adventureland and it was just us. Like there was no one around.
That's cool.
Yeah. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend the after hours event if you can afford it.
Yeah, that's like the Halloween event used to be like that, but I heard this last year it was not like that at all. That it was crazy crowded. But well, I think we've counted that. When we've been going for an hour and 15. Do we want to?
It feels like 10 minutes.
I know.
Crazy.
Do we want to give a little spoiler review of Rise of the Resistance?
Katrin, I got to tell you about this one thing.
I noticed the drop. I saw that's one of the parts of the video. It showed us how that, and I knew there was a drop. Like that was something that came out, and I was like, that's good to know. And then I actually saw it in that Imagineering video, and I'm like, really? But
there's so much more.
I usually like to see what a ride's going to look like because I'm not a big ride person. But I mean, I am more than I used to not be. But so I kind of like to see what's going to happen. But this one, I wanted to be surprised. So
yeah.
Oh well.
Well, we don't have to spoil it right now.
Oh man.
Or you can mute it.
I can mute it or take my earphones out.
Chris, what do you want to hear about it, or do you?
I'll hear about it. I don't know when I'm going. So.
Hey, you can go in March with me.
We're all going in October, so
yeah, Chris, we're all going in October.
All going,
and we'll make Tyler come too.
I'll grab Ray. We'll come on over.
I hope you guys just like show up at my house and just like knock on the door and like capture me, you know, like put a pillowcase over my head. Like, this is my bachelor party? It's like, no, man.
You're getting married.
I'm like, what?
And you're going to Disney World.
I'm pretty sure you can take all three of us out. No problem.
It's not true, but that would be funny. Like, just knock you all out.
The problem,
we just go to Disney World.
The problem is that flights are so expensive in Nashville, it'll probably never happen. We'll be
are they bad?
Yeah, from here.
Yeah, then we gotta get you on a plane with a bag over your head. I'm not sure that'll work.
It's just gonna be like the A-Team. We're just gonna drug them like they did to Mr. T.
We got a taser, I guess. I think
one of my dads. You got two childhood best friends, Rex Graves and Gary Brizendine. Gary Brizendine used to be his pilot. So see, all y'all got to do is get a hold of Gary. He'll work out the plane situation.
Oh yeah, I'll text him right now.
Gary, if you can give us that information once we get off the air here, he'll get this random text. We need you. We have to kidnap Tyler. Like, what? I'm in.
If he says I'm in, like right away, we know something's.
Just tell me when and where. All right, so don't leave us, Katrin, but just mute us.
He's already taking his head
to go to the bathroom.
All right, go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom. Potty break.
Potty break for Katrin.
Anyone who doesn't want spoilers.
Yeah, anyone who doesn't want spoilers, go to the bathroom right now.
Or just like turn it off.
Yeah, because we're at the end, so that's why I say it.
All right. Well, y'all wave at me when you're done.
Okay, right in the middle when Tyler's like giving all the juicy details, I'm just gonna start waving. All right, ready? Here goes. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. All right, we're really not going to give spoilers. We're just going to talk about Catron for a little bit. So
I was just fixing to say, now that he can't hear us, let's just talk about how horrible it is.
I mean, that haircut, what's he thinking?
Oh, no. Oh, we love Catron.
God, man.
No.
Catron's the best.
He's got hair. I don't have any hair.
He
Yeah.
can barely grow that goatee.
Look at him putting that hood up. It's like he knows we're talking about his hair. That was really weird. He's wearing a hoodie, and as soon as we said that, he puts his hood up like he's the Sith Lord. Anyways.
Hey, point. I'm going to be like,
I think he's taking a nap now.
I think he's asleep.
Yeah. All right, so Rise of the Resistance. Really, that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, so it's like, what, 15-minute experience or something like that? 14, 15-minute experience?
I would venture to say even more than that.
I was thinking about, because most videos that show the ride-through are like 15 minutes. It's like, would you say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 rides in one? 4 or 5 rides in one?
Yeah, because you've got the first pre-show, which is technically it's a simulator in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the trackless ride system.
Yeah.
Then you have the drop. I feel like I'm missing one.
The drop, and then there's one we're missing. Oh, the when you go into the room, the prison cell.
Prison. Yeah. I watched some videos on this up to a point. Like they couldn't show what the actual ride was, but like the line is like the longest line I've ever seen. But they do stuff.
It's not as long as the Indiana Jones adventure, and neither one of y'all have been to Disneyland.
No,
right?
I've been.
He has been there because he lived there.
Yeah,
okay.
I love the Indiana Jones ride.
All right, so the first time I ever rode the Indiana Jones adventure, I was 19, and we'd all, being a Disney fan, you hear about how amazing it is and how it was game changing and whatnot. I got the same feeling riding Rise of the Resistance that I did riding the Indiana Jones adventure for the first time, but like times realistically 5. I'm not going to say realistically 10, but like realistically 5 times. It's an incredible experience. It's hard for me because, I make a joke about it, but like, I do have issues with Bob Iger, Bob Chapek. So it's difficult for me to say, oh, it's the greatest experience or the best thing they've ever done. It is. But at the same time, like they should already be doing stuff like that. But that doesn't take anything away from it. It is truly phenomenal. It's breathtaking. When you step off of the transport ship and you're in that giant hangar bay that we've seen, in the movies all of our lives. I mean, it's
giant.
Yeah.
But
it makes your jaw.
The transport thing, okay, the whole first thing blew me away because you get on this little transport thing and it's like you're on like a simulator, or
it's like the elevators in the Living Seas, but on crack.
It looks like a little mini Star Tours.
Yeah, like a little Star Tours, or the shuttle at the airport that takes you to the back and forth. But so you enter on the right side of it. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is fun. It's going to be cute. They're just going to open up the left side door for us to exit. That way, it'll take us to the next scene. So basically, we're just walking through it. No, the freaking right side door opens up, and you're at the hangar. Like, you walk in, and I'm facing the other side thinking that's the way we're going to exit. And then the door behind me opens, and you're in the freaking hangar of this
same door you entered,
first order ship. So I'm like, what the heck just happened? I'm like, is it an elevator? What is? I found out, actually how it does, what it does. We won't give that away. But yeah, it's amazing because it really takes you out of the real world for a second because you're just sort of like, what? That's not possible. Like, what happened? And then you look out and you see this huge hangar. I was telling Tyler when we were walking through, I just want to stay in here. I don't have to go anywhere else.
That's what I told the kids. I was like, y'all go on. I think I'm just going to hang out in here for a minute.
Yeah, because they have like so many First Order troopers just in lines, and they're not just like mannequins. Like their heads are moving. They're looking around.
And also, too, I was happy with the fact that So Flight of Passage, I've said this many times, was created not only by Imagineers, but by a storyteller, James Cameron. He had a hand in it. He is responsible for, like, Ryan and I had this discussion when we were down there. He's responsible for that part where, quote, you let the ride breathe for a minute. You let the story breathe, where you stop in the caves on the Ekron and the music builds and it's like real slow and it gives you those chills. That was a problem I had with the Falcon, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It just boom, 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 boom. Like it never slows down, never gives itself a moment to breathe. When you're in that transport ship and you're captured by the First Order, the discount Akbar is what I call him, but he's that, I guess, is his name. He goes, they'll want the secret of the rebel, or they'll want the location of the rebel base. He's like, do not tell them. And they have like this orchestration. I'm assuming that John Williams did it, but it's like this undertone. And it, for a second, like it literally gave me like a weird feeling. I was like, oh my God. Like I really felt like I'd been captured just for like a split second.
Yeah.
But it's well done.
Yeah.
And that's not even right.
Yeah, that's not even right. So you walk out of there and then like the cast members, quote unquote, are dressed in the full like First Order officer outfits, and they act
nice.
What? And they're not nice. No,
yeah.
They're like mean. They're like yelling at you. They're trying to get. So they put you in these lines, and I'm standing there, and there's like all these buttons over here, and I'm like, ooh, I think I'll press these buttons. And the lady is like, what are you doing? And she's like, I was like, I don't know, press these buttons. Those aren't buttons. Don't press those. And like just yelling at me and stuff, and then you get go ahead.
They were a lot meaner to me. Like the guy, I was not paying attention at all, and all of a sudden I see somebody standing behind me. He's a little tiny man, and he goes, "Since you were not paying attention, yada yada yada, I guess you would like to reiterate everything that I just said to these fine people standing in front of you." And I was like, "Sorry, sir."
Star Wars.
Did I say something about
the equation on the board?
Yeah.
Dude, that's exactly what it was like. I was like, okay. But I love how they do it because, and I was waiting for it with Ryan, the way they've designed the room, which is essentially like another stretching room or the library at the Tower of Terror. You walk into this interrogation cell. I feel like we're giving everything away, but you walk into this interrogation cell and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And it goes into like a V. So like you go nowhere. So
I walked all the way to the very end of it. I was like, this is cool. I walked all the way and I'm looking around.
But it gives you this sensation that's like, well, wait a minute. Like you do feel trapped.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. And then you turn around and like Kylo Ren is there and General Hux is there up top on this balcony yelling at you and stuff. And then they leave. And then one of the walls just starts lighting up like somebody's like welding through it, and it just looks like fire going around it, like a flame. And then the door just goes clunk, and it just sort of like falls open, like the wall falls open, and you walk through. And then
hopefully it falls outward and not inward.
It sort of like falls sideways, like sort of. But the resistance fighters are there.
Like they pull it out.
Yeah, like they pull it out and it slides over. So the resistance fighters are there, and they like, hurry, hurry, hurry. Like, they're all into it. They're like, hurry, get on. And I'm just sitting there like, wow. Just sort of like, smile ear to ear, looking around.
This guy's tripping.
Yeah, and then you get on the trackless vehicles, and it takes you all through this Star Destroyer or whatever it is you're on. And then you see the big cannons. They're like, cuckoo, cuckoo, and you're like right under them. You go through this room, and there's big, AT-ATs or ATTs, whatever you want to call them. That you're going between the legs, and then you get to this one scene, and Kylo Ren's back, and then somebody blows the freaking wall out of the ship, and he's like getting
TIE fighter crashes into
that's what
the
it
Star
is.
Destroyer,
and it looks like he's getting sucked out into outer space. And then you get in. Then it pulls into this. That's when it pulls into the drop thing, right?
Yeah, into the escape pods.
Yeah, you pull into the escape pod, which is really cool.
It's amazing because you, at one point, like he said, you think you've escaped the stormtroopers, and then you hear the music, and it kind of gets quiet, like ominous, and then you pull in, and you're like sneaking up behind Ren and Hux on the bridge that we've seen in the Star Destroyer a million times, and he's like the Resistance spies or whatever have escaped, and he's like, how brave, but but hopeless. And then he turns around, and that animatronic to me. Oh, did I freeze?
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
That animatronic to me is more almost impressive than the actual one that you come face to face with, because it's how he turns around and his cape like moves, and then he pursues you. And that was the part I wanted to talk about, because they do. It's not a Pepper's Ghost effect. I thought it was a Pepper's Ghost effect, but you come face to face. I watched how they did it. I won't give it away, but you come around the corner after he sees you, and he's like, but ultimately hopeless. You turn a corner, and there's this long hallway, and he drops from the ceiling and ignites his lightsaber and starts walking towards you. You got to remember, my niece has never watched a Star Wars movie. He ignites that lightsaber, and she jumps. She's like, ah! And then you're should I give that away when you're in the elevator and should I give that away?
We said spoilers, so
okay, all right. Well, I don't want to ruin it for your brother here, but
no, I've seen quite a bit of things. I know there's a saber that comes through a ceiling.
Right, so that's when he drops out of the ceiling, walks down the hallway, but you back into a quote unquote elevator, and you see like the lights flying by like you're going down, and then that's when he shoves the lightsaber through the ceiling. My niece freaked out. My nephew, lifelong Star Wars fan, he was just, to see their faces, I was enjoying it, but to see their faces made me enjoy it even more. When you go into the room and the cannons are firing, I was like, I know we're not going to go in between those cannons. Like, there's no way they're going to time that right. And sure enough, these big giant cannons the size of transfer trucks are going back, and you're like dodging in and out of them. It's awesome, man. They did a cool job.
And because the whole time you're like, okay, how are they going to get us back to Batuu? Because we're up in space, and the whole ride vehicle goes into this like compartment that's like an escape pod, and it shoots you off the ship, and it shoots you back down to the planet. So you're like flying through space. It was like a ride in itself there. It is, and then you land, and you're greeted by the what'd you call him? The
discount Akbar.
Discount Akbar, and he's there, and you're back, and everybody's cheering, and it was just amazing.
That was the other ride. We said there were 4. Yeah, that was the one at simulator.
Yeah. So that was the other ride, the simulator through space and stuff. Back to Batuu. But yeah, it was just amazing. I can't wait to do it again. I
think we've lost Katrin.
He's asleep. But yeah, I want to do it over and over and over again. The only part of the ride that sort of took me out of it a little bit was they have Finn in there. Finn as an animatronic, and it looked like an animatronic that you would see on the Great Movie Ride.
So I did discover something, and I told the kids I didn't want to tell you this, but I think now we've had enough time. You've probably watched videos and stuff. There is a better, what would I call it? Vantage point. There's like a better seat in the house. You did not get the best seat.
Yay!
But there's no way to determine it.
Yeah.
Everybody is, because the way the ride system works, like, so you and I got in the same vehicle that me and the kids were in.
Yeah.
But we wound up being the car that was behind, whereas me and the kids were the car in the front. So there's always two cars in the ride.
Yeah.
And it's the one in the front that has the best seat in the house, because there are sequences in the ride where you're constantly getting trapped. So these doors are closing in front of you. And if you're the car that's in behind, you're seeing that happen to the car in the front.
Yeah.
If you're the car in the front, you feel like you're constantly getting to these points and like doors are closing and you're like, holy crap, and you're having to back up. So I will say that there's definitely a better seat in the house, but there's no way to determine which car will, because I think when it does that dance in the front, I think it's determining which ride goes where or which ride goes where.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's a scene when you first get on it, it is like a dance where there's like these empty cars dancing. And what that is, the empty cars are the cars that just drop people off and they're going back, they're cycling back around.
And they make it a part of the ride.
Yeah, they make it a part of the ride, which is really cool. But yeah, that was my only complaint. The one Finn animatronic I thought could have been better. I thought that's
what I was going to say. So there's two animatronics. One of them is the one that you saw, and then there's one on the other side of that at room or AT room. The one that you saw is standing up against the wall, and the one on the other side of the room is on the floor behind a crate.
Oh, okay.
The one on the floor behind the crate is better than the one against the wall.
Oh, well, that's weird that they made it different, but. Yeah, that was my only, and this is a little complaint, but so that I loved it. It was, I was going to get up the next morning and try to do it again, but I was so tired from getting up the past 2 mornings at like 4 a.m. And I was like, I can't do it again. So right now, that's the only way you can do it is by getting up. So I don't know if we can get Cater back on here or not. He's asleep. Yeah, he's got his eyes closed. He's gone.
He's out.
He's out, I guess. He's like sleeping. That's so much.
He's got a heating pad on his back. He's comfortable.
It's like midnight here as we're recording this. So I was going to get him on to talk about this, but we can just talk about it. My only beef with Galaxy's Edge, I'll have to see after going multiple times how this plays out. But right now, it feels like Galaxy's Edge is Groundhog Day. The movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because they set it in this one specific time period. And it feels like if you go multiple times, the interactions in the land are going to be pretty much the same. And you're going to be like, we already experienced that. Or you already talked to me about that. Or, it's going to feel like you're sort of living the same day over and over because it is such an immersive experience. Like when you go ride Smuggler's Run and Hondo's always on that one mission. You go out, you meet some of the...
I get that, but at the same time, think about Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like in the long run. Because Pirates of the Caribbean is a ride, but this is a whole land. So every time you meet Vi, she's going to tell you the same thing. Every time you meet so-and-so, they're going to say this.
You saw my tweet, didn't you? About Peter, the guy from Ordinary Adventures on YouTube, his suggestion.
Yeah, about having it in different time periods, which makes
sense
to me.
Ever since he said that, I cannot stop thinking about it because there are so many people who say that like Rise of the Resistance and stuff should have been the classic characters. This was a way for them to do that. Now, of course, you're going to have people say, well, we wanted the original. It's like, okay, well, go to Disney World or go to Disneyland. Like that would give you that initiative because right now it's like, I always talk about the Indiana Jones adventure. I lived my whole life wanting to go to Disneyland just to ride the Indiana Jones ride because we didn't have it at Walt Disney World. Yeah, so I made plans throughout the almost 20 years of my life to one day go to California. Well, now, like, I don't have to go to California to go to Batuu because I just go to Florida.
Yeah.
But if you set Disneyland's in the original universe with adventures in Batuu with Luke, Leia, and Han, like that gives me initiative to go to Disneyland's Batuu. And it could help with like the differences because like we knew when they were building both lands that they could not make it look identical.
Yeah.
So like certain things were going to be different color, different, like maybe this is not as rusty or whatnot. This was a perfect excuse. It's like, well, this one is newer because it was based, 40 years ago or 30 years ago. This is Batuu in the past. Yeah. You want to see Batuu in the new trilogy era, go to Walt Disney World. I mean, you could have had Vader, and people are saying, well, Rise of the Resistance would have been the same. It's like, well, yeah, maybe the story could have been very similar, but at the same time, you could have changed it up if you wanted to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be cool. Or even if they had, when Rise of the Skywalker came out, they had sort of like a change happen. Even if it was just like some kind of show or something that happened, it sort of changes the timeline of Batuu into the Rise of Skywalker time period. Because then you could sell all new merchandise. You could sell all kinds of stuff. Because right now they're saying you're not going to be able to buy a Leia saber. You're not going to be able to buy Rey's saber because it's not in the time period of Batuu.
That'll change.
When they want more money, they'll add.
Well, I'm wondering if I'm sure they're going to sell them at some point, but I'm wondering if they're just going to sell them outside of Galaxy's Edge and the rest of Disney.
No, man, because I mean, technically, the reforged saber shouldn't be in there.
No. This is supposed to take. I thought this was supposed to take place between Last Jedi and.
Yeah, but that's splitting hairs, man. Because when did she reforge it?
In between.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. That's the only little nitpicky thing, and I've been there twice, and I loved it both times. And I'm sure when I go back in March, I'll love it even more. Even though and I'm wondering in the future when they'll start adding new stuff to Savi's. New parts.
I'm sorry, I'm just
laughing at Katrin.
Man, listen, dude. The fact that you don't have this show on YouTube, just right here, like this is the moment where it needed to be.
Yeah, we have it recorded. I can put it on. Like we have the video, we have the capability. It's just the time to get it up on YouTube. I'll text them and see. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if when they'll add new stuff to Savi's, like new versions of lightsabers you can build and stuff like that.
I'd say give it a year or two.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because what I think is funny is
or were you talking about? I caught a little bit. Were you saying how they might change the options at Savi's?
Like, I wonder if they'll do that in the future.
Yeah, I think so.
They have a fifth drawer on that thing where you can look at the parts. They have a fifth drawer that has nothing in it. So I'm like, oh, they're going to add one there? But they might as well.
I can see them adding one, discontinuing others, bringing new stuff, and then
parts.
It's like, hey, it's new Coke. Try the new Coke.
I wonder what they would add. It would be cool if they added something like, sort of like what Rey's new lightsaber looks like.
Scavenger.
Yeah, scavenger like type lightsaber. That'd be sort of cool.
I cut out, my Wi-Fi cut out. I freaking hate my Wi-Fi. But what I was going to say about Katrin, I was going to divert a little bit. I had said, bless his heart, he worked so hard. I feel so bad for him. That reminded me of my dad's old manager. His name's Joe Metter. He would go to the studio where my dad was recording, and this guy had a bowl of Skittles. He always had a bowl of Skittles sitting on the coffee table, and he had a refrigerator with little tiny glass Cokes. I don't know if y'all remember those little tiny glass Cokes.
Yeah.
Joe would sit there and drink this is kind of a sad story. I shouldn't even tell it. He would sit there and he would drink 6 of those little Cokes, and he would eat half of that bowl of Skittles, and he would be passed out. He would be on the couch. And Dad's producer turned around one time and was like, man, look at Joe. He just worked so hard. He was a diabetic and didn't know it.
Oh no.
He was in a diabetic coma.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, should somebody call Katrin's wife?
Yeah. So Katrin's passed out over there. It's what it reminded me.
Poor guy.
Just so y'all know, Joe is doing fine. He doesn't have any problems anymore.
He laid off the Skittles and the Coke, probably.
He laid off the Skittles and the Coke.
Well, I wanted Katrin back on here to wrap it up, but I guess we're just going to wrap it up, and then we'll.
Did you try calling him?
I texted him, and he didn't even flinch.
Poor little tyke.
Worked so hard.
Probably got like 2 dogs sleeping on him. He's probably all warm.
Don't just text him. Call him.
I'll call him, but I don't want to wake up his family. We'll see. Hold on.
Is he gonna jump?
This is really good. This is really good for the listeners. We're gonna call Katrin right now. We're gonna see.
Call his wife and have her come down.
We'll see what happens. Okay. Oh!
There's an eye. There's an eye.
There's an eye.
Hey. Oh, it's close.
He closed his eye.
Hey, there he is.
Hey.
Oh, there you are.
Morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Did you fall asleep there?
Hey, it's 6 a.m. in the morning. We've been trying to wake you up for hours.
Oh, good.
I texted you and I was like, "You good?" No response. I was like, "Katrin?"
I was gone.
Tyler was saying this would be a good one to put on YouTube. Just you sleeping.
No.
Well, the spoilers are done.
Well, good.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to experience Galaxy's Edge in October, Katrin.
Yes.
I think you're gonna.
Me too.
I think you and your son are gonna love it. Hopefully, your wife loves it too.
Yes.
Are y'all all going in October?
Yeah.
Yes, we're going.
What's the date? What's the date on that?
That is the 10th or 11th through the 16th, like a Saturday through a Friday for us, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, my family just got a new Prius, so I might have to make that happen.
There you go.
There we go.
And go down to Disney I can drive down to Orlando for $40.
There you go. Now we just got to get Chris to come in October, and we'll all be there.
I'll hop in my Tesla.
Do it.
You never know. Justin Scard might do an episode.
Oh, if we all go to Disney, yeah.
Yeah, if we're all there in person.
There you go.
Would it be cool if he was listening right now? It'd be cool. Oh well. I'll message him later.
Okay.
I'll say Tyler said to come on. Make it happen.
It'll be like, I actually saw him one time in Adventureland, and I was going to walk up and say, hey, but I'm just not. I'm not that guy.
I met him we were coming into Epcot, and he was going out. It was him and Adam the Woo. And I was like, hey. No, I met them twice. I met them there, and he wanted to meet my son. He was like, oh, is this your son? And he sat there. And that time, my son was in a stroller. He's little. He sat there and talked with my little son forever while I talked to Adam.
That's awesome.
And then I met them in Magic Kingdom. I was going into a bathroom, and they were coming out. And that's the first time I'd met them. They were coming out of the bathroom. I was going in. I was like, Adam the Woo? And they just started laughing. So we took a picture right outside the bathroom at the Dumbo Circus area there.
Well, all you listeners, harass Justin Scard and Adam the Woo on social media and tell them I am a geek.
Only want them on. That will complete our. We've had Tim Tracker. So I just need Adam on and Justin on, and there's that trifecta.
There's the trifecta.
The holy trinity of YouTube.
YouTubers.
Anyways, Tyler, thanks for coming on again.
Man, thank you. Thank you for having me, man. I love hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, and again, I'm serious. I had a blast with you and your nephew and niece. I thought it was so fun, and I can't wait to do it again.
What the heck, man?
I just like having, friends that I could talk about all this stuff with and have fun with.
Somebody's going to Photoshop our heads on Patrick Swayze.
So who's going to be who, though? That's the thing.
I'm Patrick Swayze.
Okay. I'll be Whoopi. I just want to be Whoopi. Anyways, thanks for coming on, and I'm sure we'll have you on again. Well, whenever you want to come on, let us know. Whenever Cater needs a nap, we'll bring you in. We'll tag team you guys.
I tell you what, I'm done with my crappy Wi-Fi. I'm going to make sure that we have great Wi-Fi for the next episode. So
he's going to be running an Ethernet cable all through his house.
Tired of this, man. It's so frustrating. I hope you guys could hear me. Thank you for having me on. Yes, I second everything, dude. You're more than welcome to tag along with me and my kin anytime. We had a blast, and the kids love you. So.
Aww. Makes you feel nice or good or whatever. I don't know. All the warm fuzzies.
Just honest. Yeah. Hope that wasn't too much cheese for you.
No. I like to feel good about myself sometimes, so it's good.
I personally can't eat dairy, so.
I personally can't eat dairy.
So you're feeling a little nauseous.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, until the next time, this has been I Am Geek episode 132, and we'll be talking with you next week as we review the Crisis on
Infinite
Earth next time.
And a giant teddy bear.
I haven't watched it yet, so don't. We didn't give you spoilers, so why are you giving me spoilers? Anyways, thanks for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, give some ratings, reviews. Join us on Twitter at I Am Geek Show. Join our Facebook group, I Am Group. We're on Instagram, I Am Geek Show. We post a lot of fun stuff with Tyler and his best friend Bob on there. And there'll probably be more to come. Anyways. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on I Am Geek.